Kicking things off is Resident Evil 7, a first-person survival horror experience that reinvented the franchise. You navigate a dilapidated southern mansion filled with grotesque enemies and environmental puzzles while uncovering a disturbing family mystery. The tight camera perspective creates constant tension as resources remain scarce throughout your exploration. Combat emphasizes caution over aggression, forcing strategic choices when encountering threats. The atmosphere combines biological horror with psychological dread through both creature design and narrative revelations. Following up is Alan Wake 2, a psychological horror sequel that blends action with supernatural mystery. As a writer trapped in a nightmarish reality, you uncover the truth behind a dark presence while battling twisted creatures and paranormal phenomena. The game explores themes of identity and authorship through fragmented storytelling and multiple perspectives. Combat incorporates light-based mechanics to weaken enemies, while investigation sequences deepen the mystery. Visual design creates an unsettling atmosphere through distorted environments and disturbing character transformations. Next comes The Evil Within 2, a visceral survival horror that emphasizes atmosphere and grotesque imagery. Navigate through interconnected areas filled with horrifying creatures and environmental hazards while maintaining limited ammunition and health. The game balances exploration with combat encounters, allowing stealth approaches or direct confrontation depending on your playstyle. Enemy designs feature body horror and disturbing mutations that test your nerve. Puzzle solving and environmental storytelling gradually reveal the game's mysteries through exploration and NPC interactions. Moving forward is Outlast, a pure survival horror where you play as an unarmed journalist in a psychiatric asylum. You cannot fight back against pursuing inmates and staff, forcing complete reliance on stealth, hiding, and strategic movement. A night vision camera serves as your primary tool for navigating darkness while draining battery power. The tension stems from constant danger and your absolute vulnerability throughout the experience. Claustrophobic environments and relentless enemies create sustained psychological pressure and inevitable moments of panic. Stepping into the fifth spot is SOMA, a science fiction survival horror set aboard an underwater research facility. You awaken with memory loss in a decaying station inhabited by hostile creatures and disturbing technology. The game emphasizes exploration and puzzle solving over combat, creating an atmosphere of isolation and dread. Philosophical themes regarding consciousness and identity emerge throughout your journey. Environmental storytelling reveals the station's dark history while you uncover the truth about your existence and purpose. In sixth place stands Visage, an experimental horror game that builds tension through exploration and psychological atmosphere. You investigate a haunted house where reality becomes increasingly distorted and unreliable. The game eschews traditional enemies in favor of environmental storytelling and surreal encounters that question perception. Each area holds disturbing secrets revealed through exploration and interaction. The visual design creates unease through architectural horror and inexplicable phenomena that defy logical explanation. Then there is Signalis, a pixel art survival horror that combines retro aesthetics with modern game design. You play as an android exploring a derelict space station filled with existential horror and dystopian atmosphere. Resource management remains crucial as ammunition and supplies stay scarce throughout exploration. The narrative explores themes of memories, humanity, and existence through fragmented storytelling. Combat is challenging and punishing, emphasizing avoidance over engagement with hostile creatures and environmental threats. Continuing is Fatal Frame, a unique horror experience that uses a camera as your primary weapon against ghosts. You photograph supernatural entities to harm them while uncovering the dark history of a haunted location. The camera mechanics create an interesting dynamic where aggression requires aimed precision. Investigation elements reveal backstories of tortured spirits and tragic events. Atmosphere combines traditional Japanese horror aesthetics with disturbing creature designs and environmental decay throughout the experience. Following through is Ghostwire Tokyo, a supernatural action horror set in a Tokyo consumed by paranormal activity. You investigate the disappearance of residents and battle spirits using supernatural abilities and weapons. Exploration reveals environmental storytelling through collectibles and environmental details that build the world. Combat combines ranged abilities with melee attacks against various ghost types. The game balances action with atmospheric moments as you navigate a beautifully rendered but hauntingly empty Tokyo. Pushing forward is Tormented Souls 2, a classic inspired survival horror with fixed camera angles and puzzle design. You navigate an old manor filled with puzzles and creatures while managing limited resources. The game emphasizes exploration and environmental problem-solving over combat encounters. Puzzle design encourages careful observation of your surroundings for solutions. The atmosphere relies on visual design and audio cues to create tension through exploration and discovery. Getting closer is Dying Light the Beast, a horror action game set in an infected city during nighttime gameplay. You fight mutated creatures while managing resources and seeking shelter from pursuing threats. The game emphasizes close combat and parkour movement for evasion and escape. Survival elements force strategic choices about confrontation versus avoidance. The atmosphere combines zombie horror with survival pressure through relentless enemy encounters and environmental danger. Nearing the end is Cronos The New Dawn, a psychological horror experience blending science fiction elements. You navigate through disturbing environments while uncovering mysterious events and otherworldly phenomena. The game emphasizes atmosphere over action through immersive exploration and environmental storytelling. Reality becomes increasingly uncertain as you progress deeper into the mystery. Puzzle solving and investigation drive progression, while atmosphere builds through visual design and narrative revelations. Continuing onward is Post-Trauma, a psychological horror exploring mental health through surreal environments and storytelling. You navigate distorted spaces representing inner turmoil and trauma through exploration mechanics. The game prioritizes atmosphere and narrative over traditional gameplay systems. Environmental design reflects psychological states through impossible architecture and disturbing imagery. Progression reveals personal history and the nature of your character through gradual story revelations and collected memories. Almost there is Hollowbody, a minimalist horror experience using simple visuals for maximum atmosphere. You explore eerie environments filled with unsettling presence and mysterious phenomena. The game builds tension through sound design and environmental details rather than complex mechanics. Exploration reveals fragmented narrative through visual storytelling and found documents. Simplicity creates space for imagination to fill gaps, enhancing the psychological horror aspect throughout your experience. Finally comes REPO, a survival horror with unique mechanics and dark atmosphere throughout your journey. You navigate dangerous environments while managing resources and encountering horrifying creatures. The game balances exploration with combat encounters using limited equipment. Puzzle solving combines with environmental navigation to progress through its story. The atmosphere combines sci-fi horror elements with survival pressure through constant threat and resource scarcity management.